Okay, so I'm shifting out of mad scientist into peaceful sun warrior. Okay, so it's been a while since I've checked in. It's been a while since I've checked in with like a life diary moment. It's 7:30 right now, 7:45. I'm at Amazon. I can't believe I'm back here and in the same office 4 years later, no less. This is bizarre. I mean, check this out. That's written on the window. First day I got back here. That was on there when I last worked here. Anyway, as if the karmic loop here is not more obvious, I'm back at Amazon basically building a certain prismic from the. It feels like the path of prismic, but just doing it now at Amazon, which is what I wanted to do from the beginning, actually. Interesting. This is like that life stage where it bounces back and then. Anyway, I think I'm getting too metaphysical with my interpretation. I think really just, yeah, I'm back here with Tom. I'm back here with, I'm back here on a late night creating a Excel spreadsheet. Not my strongest suit. Depending on the situation, I'm finding that once I'm not in the visionary space at work, I start to like become a little, I don't know. Maybe it's too much to demand that I could just be in a visionary position somewhere or a visionary, like have a visionary charter in my everyday. But at the same time, I think that would be the best use of my mind and my spirit. And I'd like to be doing something social purpose. That's the problem. I'm at Amazon. At the end of the day, this company's mission revolves around a consumer-centric viewpoint. And I do believe that that is the infrastructure making our world turn at the moment, which is true, okay, like practical. But in the visionary side of me, I know that sorry. Yeah, I needed that. Oh. Sometimes I do that to get like the little anxious energy out, which sometimes enters me when I'm in like mind mode, which I am now because as soon as I place a camera down, it's the perception of future perception, and so it speeds me up. Anyway, it's good to check in. Yeah, I mean, I feel like life's really good though. I think I started to sort of just cast a little bit of a negative light when it's really not. It feels like a time of empowerment. And I think I've been humbled hardcore over the last 4 years, like trying to go off and change the world in one big, you know? I think my ego needed to learn lessons. I did need to be humbled in some ways. In a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, actually. And that humbling process was a gift. It was a tremendous gift because, I feel much more at peace with who I am. I feel like my identity does not come from this space of perception, which I think there were a lot of parts of me that were completely authentically feeling the need to like stand up I don't feel like I'm a leader. I feel like I'm an introvert. Like I've been an introverted being since like all the way till I was probably sometime into my 20s, but like I feel like when you just are really sensitive and you perceive the world and your mind moves a million miles an hour and your heart is strong too, you just kind of notice things constantly and you start to notice how much the world could like do things better. But then sometimes you can become, instead of just like knowing that knowledge and holding it and looking constructively, you can start to just get impatient. And I think I built a lot of impatience up over time, which is actually a kind of an egoic reaction to that, which means you just have certain parts of your ego you still need to work on and resolve. And they're going to play out like the little shadows of you. I've been dealing with all my shadows, like tons of them, like these kind of like worn out programs in my mind, like, you know, this fear of failure, or like, or this need to be liked, to do, like when I got into Prismic, I started to realize I was doing things for investors now. I was doing things because I wanted to impress my dad, and some deep child in me that didn't see seen by my father, so I felt like I needed to, you know, make up for it by like making a successful business. I realized that through the process of like my healing and meditation and self-reflection over the last few years. But, you know, I realized that, you know, it points toward, you know, I made this big declaration that I'm not a businessman, I'm an artist. And yes, I may love to create and I may love art, but before you can learn to be anything, you just have to like be a artist, be a this, be a leader, whatever. You just need to learn to be. And I still can't claim that I have learned to be. I'm close, but I'm not there. And so that's step one. And I think I just jumped the gun. I didn't have that sort of like, I also took the weight of the world on my shoulders. I felt like because I saw the vision, because God showed up, like I had these experiences where, you know, it felt like Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, like the source energy, the matrix, the universe, it would be like reality would feel so saturated at that time, you know, when I was starting Prismic, and that time of spiritual revelation, maybe when I was like 27, 28, that 29, that era. Fearless, just like feeling sunshine, like most of the time, with backlashes that were hidden. And see, this was the thing, because I self-identified as this like pure life form, I didn't face a lot of my shadows. And because I'm a good news guy, like I really have been, because of, I mean, that's how my family is too. We all like, man, it is bright out. I can't believe I'm inside and on this day. It's about to be this is Memorial Day weekend. It's Thursday. Anyway, I do need to finish this Excel spreadsheet, but I think I'm just kind of procrastinating at the moment, killing time, because. But it told me like, hey Derek, you need to check in with life if you are avoiding doing something this hard. It's worth making a note, and I really pronounced that T, making a note. Anyhow, I want to just riff and check in. Okay, well, I'm grateful to be back at Amazon. I'm grateful right now for an amazing relationship that I'm in. I mean, being with Kayla and just adventuring, experiencing the world together has been magical, mystical, nothing short of like, I mean, it is like it's a really great adventure. And I have a brother that I love with all my heart. I have a family that I love with all my heart. My dad, my mom, my sisters, my brothers and sisters. I got an extended family of spiritual tribe right now that I feel so good about, so awesome about. I'm really grateful for that. And they're even here at Amazon. My team is awesome. These people are rad. They're righteous. They're good. And they've each they're all Jedis, you know? I feel that. So I am doing my best to stay centered, and I need to check in often, because I do, and I'm being, honestly, let me declare the good news that's actually authentically true. I mean, I feel like I'm less jealous, I'm less afraid, I'm less tensiony than I've been in the past. I've had a better relationship with substances than I've ever had in the past. Like, with medicines, I should say. And I feel like, yeah, just more in touch with my body, more in touch with my mind, and definitely more in touch with my heart. There's still a certain sense that there's like I miss something, I'm missing something. I'm missing an aura, an energy of like complete safety and complete warmth. And I think it has to do with self-love and acceptance, as well as just like really finding a really like a lightness of heart and a strength of will right now. So yeah, I'm working on that. Tonight I wrote this long text to Cecilia. We're talking about the vaccines and stuff. My mind has I almost over research what's going on in the world, to the point that I know it's time to start shifting the gear into, just all the things I talk about. I'm like, we live in an era of YouTube. We live in an era where anyone can put the truth out there. Anyone can create a Kickstarter project for anything. Anyone can create, we could create a new way of voting with this platform or that. I talk about a lot of stuff, but I haven't and I talk about how things could be better. This is a self-reflection right now. But I haven't I haven't built up the momentum of doing. And this is the entitlement of a generation of people. It's like a crippling effect that we need to overcome, because no matter who I am or any of us are, all of us, I feel like there is a tribe of angels that are in human bodies, and we're working at restaurants, we're out in nature, we're doing something. Let me say that better. There is a tribe of people that when I see them, I look into their eyes and I meet them. There's just this acknowledged peace, and desire to change, to move things back to a space of healing. I think some people are so deeply traumatized by their experiences in 2017, and in what era has it not been the case? But that you see in some people, the trauma is so deep that you're not there, that every person's going to come fully aware, fully alive, but if they have a lot caked on, then they need time, they need processing time. And sometimes you're meant to help, and the cues will show up, and you'll know when it's time to help another person. But not everyone. There's some that feel like they're not conscious in this era. It feels like some of our leaders are just not being conscious. Some of the powerful in the world are not being conscious of the damage they're doing, and who it, or the lack of help they could be doing. It's we have all the technology we need. We have, what's the excuse now? What's the excuse for not having sweeping change? And I think it's just because we have the internet, dissemination of information should be just boom. Of course, there are those trying to contain and control the internet, which is, we need to not allow that to happen. But there are people trying to contain information. This has been the case throughout history, and the people never progressed as fast as they would without freedom of information. So that's something I feel strongly about. But, things like YouTube used to be this free place where information floated. It still is in many ways, but now it's ad-based, and also certain things turn up on search, other things don't. Searchability, because we're all mediated by these cellular phones now. This is 2017. I'm doing a diary entry, so I got to do the full update. Sorry, I kind of tangent a little bit. This is total stream of consciousness, mind you. If that's not completely obvious. I'm gonna slow down. Drink some water. Oh my gosh, I need to get back to work. It's funny, at work we've been calling this like podcast where we'll just kind of, it's not a podcast, we just have these like discussions, like super existential discussions in here. We've called it the Red Pill, you know, in honor of that Inceptional movie. But I kind of think of this as actually, I don't like the name of the Red Pill. It also doesn't sound like a natural, like I don't want to eat a red pill. I would eat, like, imagine a pill with like a whole cosmic, like there's a cosmos inside of the pill, trees, valleys, that kind of a pill. A utopian vision pill, a visionary, thriving Gaia of the future pill. That's the pill I'm interested in pharmaceutically appearing in the minds of Americans and not just of every person in 2017, 18, 19, 20. Let's do it. If this is a time where we are capable of literally everything. And I mean, AI is going to be here. It's already here. Like, between AI positioned properly on like research problems and stuff, you know, the right solutions are going to come out. The best ways to create graphene cities and or you know, like hemp-based spaceships. I mean, all of this is going to happen very quickly, in my opinion. But it's not going to happen if we do the traditional thing. It's not going to happen if we hedge our bets constantly. There needs to be places of full visionary expression. And so that's what I hope to find is an incubator of like 7-year visionary energy. Like, not just technologists, but people of many different disciplines. Like, where, if you were to go full, everything happens right. And I think that's important, is like, with futurists, is to lay out the conditions in order for this to like, in order for there to be a future in which we can live in 7 years in like nano-constructed, like really like lightweight, merged with nature, beautiful, but you know what I mean, like Gaia, like we create a way for trees to really, for fruiting trees, for vegetation, for that to just be everywhere. Like, it should be edible everywhere. I mean, it'll probably have like, there'll be drone-based like planting systems, etc. But all these things, we need to look into everything. We need to look into all aspects holistically. Like, what about frequencies? How is that affecting human behavior? Let's look into that. How do we get, you know, the most, like, what would a city that was like a total mecca of stewardship-minded, social purpose, high technology, most minimalization, least amount of space, least amount of waste possible, that world. Like, look at the landed cost socially, you know, physically, to environmental systems, to thought systems, etc. Like, I would love to see every discipline weigh in on this. Like, what could be, I think Vision Summit, that's what I need to do. I need to find a Vision Summit. I want to go and find other visionaries. That's what my life is calling me to do, wherever they are. And I think that's something I need to brainstorm on. I'm just realizing this, like, while making this video, actually. Sorry, this sun is, like, all up in my eye. But at the same time, I love staring at the sun. So, hello. Okay. Well, it's a late night at Amazon. I haven't had one of these in 4 years, huh? It was 4 years ago, wasn't it? 4 years and a couple months. So crazy. So yeah, building a 3D program, helping out Tom. It's gonna be fun. Well, it could be fun. It could be. But like the environmental social purpose, like help the world part of me is like, wait a second, Derek, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you gonna go back into the loop where you work at Amazon and kind of don't use that as a springboard to jump into your spirit's true purpose, which you've seen? Like, don't deny that again. So I'm feeling that. Definitely feeling that. Whew.